Draisaitl's 1,000th career point in the NHL. We're underway with McDavid starting on a different line than leading Draisaitl with Nugent, Hopkins, and Hyman. Ekholm, Bouchard defensively. Your starting lineup brought to you by our friends at Bet. Challenging is Nugent, Hopkins. Cut off Matheson to Anderson. Breakaway. Backhander denied. Calvin Pickard pushed hard off the left skate and stretched out to make the save on Anderson, who typically plays very well against Edmonton.
And he's a streaky scorer. Scored last night against the Rangers, a one-timer from the slot. Beautiful pass by Matheson to send him alone on Pickard.
McDavid trying to bull his way net front. Anderson also scored against the Oilers. Montreal built a 5-3 lead in that game back in October, but Edmonton stormed back to win. Shot from distance from the high slot by Texier, and then he rips one low glove, and Pickard lays it off the left-hand glass and out. Here's Slafkovsky again. Off to Demidov, who charges in, second in the league among rookies in points. Shot from distance, redirected, and a save made. Good tip in front by Slafkovsky. Lane Hudson, the winner of the Calder Trophy last year, is the league's top rookie. Savoy to Ekholm, a shot kicked aside by Dobes. Draisaitl to Darnell Nurse, down low. McDavid point blank to the net. The save made by Dobes. This will be a 5-on-3, and this is what cost Montreal in the first matchup. Power play sets up with Bouchard. McDavid. Draisaitl off his right boot. No shot initially. Waits, fires, and a kick save made by Dobes. Rebound to McDavid. Nugent, Hopkins in the corner. Hyman, net front presence. Bouchard to McDavid. Nugent, Hopkins, side of the net. Could not feed the front. Broken up by Matheson. 5-on-3 for 2 minutes here. Draisaitl collects. McDavid wires one, and a blocker save made by Dobes. Rebound Matheson. Trying to get it out. Couldn't initially thrust that puck out. Slafkovsky in the box along with Kapanen. Here's Nugent, Hopkins in front. Hyman denied. A brilliant save by Dobes. Brilliant in the early going. McDavid, Bouchard shooting, and that was deflected out of play, and this crowd on its feet as the Oilers have been on a 5-on-3 for a minute. 34th career game for Jakub Dobes. 17-9-5 in the NHL. Here's McDavid to Draisaitl. No shot. Hands it off. Bouchard broke his stick. Right to McDavid. Trying to feather it across. And perhaps unselfish to a fault. To interfere with that shot. Kapanen kept it alive. Demidov dragged it free. Carrier shot up near the clavicle. And Pickard able to make the save. In recent weeks, here's Nick Suzuki for the Canadiens. 25% on the man advantage. Across and a one-timer, a sliding stop made by Calvin Pickard. Gives it up to Gallagher. Gets it back. Gallagher in front. Pickard stopped initially and then pad pushed across. This goal will not count. Gallagher thinks it in, but this is going to be pad pushed across. He was emphatic and made an immediate call, and Calvin Pickard agreed with it.
Brian Pochmara right away waved this off. There was no hesitation, as you mentioned. However, it does go in, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't allow Calvin Pickard to regroup here. He can't do anything. He's getting shoved into the net. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me, but
initial save.
We'll see what they say.
Right. I don't think this.
Now, he was shoved a little bit. I will say that, but he was shoved after the fact that his stick was in the pad.
Pochmara with what we suspect will be a confirmation.
It's been confirmed. The puck was kicked into the net. There was no goal.
There it is, the kick.
I guess that nullifies everything.
Well, I thought there were two chances to take the goal off the board. So
it was a quick response too, and Brian Pochmara, pretty good shift by the fourth line to go out and stir it up a little bit, and the third line as well to kind of try and find some of that momentum.
Turnover, and Suzuki short side, and Caulfield denied not once but twice by Calvin Pickard.
50-50 for more chances to win in what was a hairy first period, Louis and Jack.
One thing Louis and I agree on, you're never packing for either of us, Gene. We don't trust you in that regard at all. Canadiens have dropped 4 of 5 head-to-head against the Oilers. Marty St. Louis, now in his 5th year. It's been a rapid ascension for the Canadiens. Now they're trying to get over the hump and become a legitimate contender to go deep in the Eastern Conference. Demidov shoots and scores. Postage it in. Power play goal for Montreal. The Canadiens needed just 11 seconds. Demidov with his his 7th.
He makes short work of this power play. Face off one, and then we've seen this before from Demidov. He just takes this puck. Such a dangerous passer from this position, but he's got that excellent release too, and he doesn't really tell a whole lot. It's just kind of a little flick. Watch this, zing, and it's up over the shoulder under the bar of Calvin Pickard. Ivan Demidov opens the scoring in this game in the second period to get
Slafkovsky in the slot. Suzuki feeds the point, gets it back from Hudson. Dishes, one-timer, what a save made by Pickard on Slafkovsky. Valeno blasted by Ekholm. Coming over to grab it was McDavid. Slashed at by Evans as Montreal tries to keep Edmonton bottled up here. Valeno to Evans, couldn't sneak his way through Bouchard. Turnover, McDavid, rip shot, score. Joe Valeno off the turnover makes it 2-0 Montreal. Just his second goal of the season.
And Anderson is the checking line up against the McDavid loaded up line. And this is just Draisaitl trying to find Hyman in the middle of the ice. When he takes that first little look, he sees Hyman right between the hash marks. He can see him, throws it there, and it's a little bit behind, and Valeno picks off that turnover and wastes little time getting that shot away.
Save made by Dobes. And here's a steal. Suzuki took it from Savoy, another breakaway, and again stopped by Calvin Pickard.
About the system this Montreal Canadian team plays. It's a man-on-man system, but it's aggressive. And that's a forward way up high again, just challenging on his guy. As soon as he gets the puck, he's turned.
Drops it for Bouchard. And now a steal. And maybe another breakaway. Texier in on Pickard. Denied again. Calvin Pickard. 3 breakaway stops.
And Calvin Pickard has stopped both the goals. No breakaways on Suzuki. This is Texier with a similar situation. It's again, there's no time.
Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman, Bouchard, and Nugent-Hopkins, the usual suspects on the power play, but Jake Evans is able to win the draw, and it's rifled in deep by Mike Matheson.
Make them work in their own zone.
And to be even more specific, I think you're giving me the feeling it's not as physical as it should be. Here's Slafkovsky in front. Suzuki had it bounce off him. And the Canadiens pick up another one on the power play. Suzuki pulled the Hyman and angled himself against the near post. 3-0.
For Montreal, they've been excellent. And Suzuki, who had 2 breakaways in that second period and could not capitalize on either one of them, gets a break here, and he'll take it. Hard pass by Slafkovsky, who's got 2 assists on the power play, as he just zips this one through. And just go to the net with your stick on the ice, skate strong, and let it bounce off you. That's exactly what Suzuki does. 3-0.
Bouchard. Solid two-way player. Draisaitl. You've got McDavid. One-timer ripped by Bouchard. Rebound score, Hyman. And the Oilers are on the board. 3-1.
Simplified attack. To the net. Dobes made the first save here. Draisaitl gets this puck down low to McDavid. And then it's the Bouchard one-timer. And Zach Hyman that scoops that up and zips it home. Simplified though. This is just pounding the pill, getting it to the net, having a presence in front. Zach Hyman gets Edmonton on the board. It's a 2-goal game, so they capitalize 1 for 5.
Close it out. Texier with a drive-by. Nurse to Regula. Frederick under duress. Poke checked off the stick by Struble. Here's Texier to the net. Great shot, score. 4-1 Canadiens.
Gives him that 3-goal lead once again. Here's the chip into the zone. As Frederick stops again, we've seen so many turnovers for Edmonton inside the offensive blue line in this game. And it's the pressure. There is no time and space. And once it's turned over, Texier is sent in, and he just elects to shoot this puck with a presence driving through the middle. Waits, picks his spot. Short side on Calvin.
And that's your final. Montreal 4, Edmonton